with subrosatea.com. How are you today? In today's video, I'm going to tell you all about our Royal Coronation collection. That's right, on May 6th, King Charles will go through his royal coronation. So of course we have to have a high tea, right? Sometime in the afternoon to watch the processions at Westminster Abbey. Friends, if you're new here, my name is Joy. I'm the owner of Sub Rosa Tea. We're a small company based in Northern Ohio, and we will ship anywhere in the United States. I'm not always wearing a large hat, but this time of year I certainly am. We are ready for the royal coronation. Now, right now we have two different collections that we are featuring. We are featuring a Kentucky Derby inspired tea collection in addition to the one I'm going to be talking about in today's video. If you're interested in both of them, you can save 25% by buying our Royal Tea Combo Pack. I'll tell you all about it in just a minute. Friends, if you don't see a red live button above my head, that simply means you're watching it on the replay. Feel free to use the hashtag replay. You can shop as you normally would at subrosatea.com. Those of you over on TikTok, everything that I'm going to talk about today is available with the link in bio. I do have a little tiny sign above my shoulder. I hope all of you can see it. Feel free to give me a wave if you're over on the other social media platforms. Again, we're a small company based in Ohio. We'll ship anywhere in the United States. That's right, we're from Ohio. I'm not actually from Kentucky or from England, but I do know great tasting tea. Hello, Miss Andrea. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining us. First off, I want to make sure that you know we do have 100 other tea flavors. They're all available on our website. They are organized by types of tea, except for the limited editions. Those are all together on a tea page or a tab if you're shopping on our mobile shopping app. Those limited edition teas are only around for a very limited time. They are themed, they are seasonal, you get the gist. So if you are interested in the tea I'm going to talk about in today's video, or of course other limited edition teas, make sure you snatch them up as soon as you can. Try them out, and if you like them, do reorder because they will only be available for a short period of time. I'll be really honest, we're a really small company. It is so fun to be able to go through these flavors so quickly. We had a great St. Patrick's Day, a breakfast in bed collection, a fun Mardi Gras collection. Right now, of course, we are in the mood for Kentucky Derby and the Royal Coronation. We do still have our Springtime in Paris collection. I also wanted to mention that I know if you're thinking Kentucky Derby, you might be thinking Run for the Roses. You see my banner with all those fun roses. I've got my rose shirt on and beautiful bouquet here. This particular collection doesn't have any floral tea in it because specifically we do have some really great other seasonal themed teas that are still available. So if you are interested in floral teas, you might want to look for our tea called Eternal Spring. It has rose, chamomile, and jasmine. It's quite floral. It's lovely. We do have a tea called Mango Rose. Again, really limited supplies on that one because it was part of our Spring into Easter collection. We don't have the collection available anymore, but we do have the individual teas. So if you're looking for floral, they are not in the Royal Coronation collection, but we do have some. So don't hesitate to check them out. Hello, Miss Judy. Thank you so much. I love that you're watching live. Thank you. Hi, Whitney. How have you been? Okay, people watching live, you got to tell me. If you're going to watch anything on May 6th, would you be watching the Kentucky Derby or would you be watching the Royal Coronation? I don't know what I'm going to watch. I got to tell you, I'm a girl who does not like commercials, so I'll probably watch a shortened version of each so I don't have to sit through any commercials. But I'm interested in both, absolutely. I love the fashion, the hats at both, right? I can't believe they're on the same day. I don't know what I'm going to be doing that day. Normally, Saturdays are my day off, not going to lie. Hopefully, I don't have to work, but I'm pretty excited, and honestly, do I need any other reason than it being a Saturday to drink great tea? No, of course not, right? Absolutely. Melissa just said she'll probably be watching the Derby. I love that the Derby is literally only like 2 minutes, right? That's not long at all, but it's a whole week of celebration. Same with the coronation. There will be parties and celebrations for 2 weeks over in Britain. So like I said, this collection is new. It's brand new. All 6 flavors that I'm going to talk about today, they are brand new. We have 3 black tea and 3 caffeine-free tea in this particular collection. Oh yes, let me move the queue. Those of you that are new, we do have a mobile shopping app, and you are welcome to download that. It's free if you go to your mobile app store to download. Or, of course, the link is in the bio. Those of you who are watching over on TikTok. Hello, Miss Tiffany. Let's see. Oh, Judy says both, but I need to find a hat. Yours are beautiful. I gotta tell you, I love my hats, right? Videos are kind of funny here at the kitchen counter. I want everyone to be able to see the tea and the teapots I'm talking about, but I could be wearing anything, right? So I don't need full costumes, but the big hats definitely play a part in the videos and the costumes and how fun it is. I would definitely wear a big hat to a fancy tea on May 6th. What about you all? Speaking of fancy teas, I do want to get into the products that we're going to be talking about today to make sure everyone hears about them. But first off, like I said, if you didn't catch the very beginning, we are running a special. This combo pack is technically 25% off. You don't need a coupon code or anything like that. It is marked at 25% off. If you were to buy everything individually, it cost you a lot more. They are in limited supply, so if you have your heart set on a certain color, do grab it quickly. The combo pack here at Sub Rosa Tea Friends comes with a tea accessory. So we have bundles. That's the entire themed collection. We sell all of the tea individually, but with a combo pack, you get the themed teas plus a tea accessory. So the Royal Tea Combo Pack combines all 6 of the Kentucky Derby themed teas and all 6 of the Royal Coronation collection teas. This teapot is the one that is featured. It does have a ceramic lid that is removable. It has an infuser basket. Friends, we sell loose leaf tea, so I know you probably can't see it, but it's a very, very fine mesh stainless steel infuser basket that is completely removable. So this teapot is ceramic. As you can see, all the pieces parts are removable, so it is microwave and dishwasher safe. It does hold 22 ounces. Obviously good for hot tea, good for cold tea. What you want to do is get your water hot, be it on the stovetop or in a kettle of some sort, or put the water in the teapot for the microwave. This is not stove top safe. It is a ceramic teapot, but it can go in the dishwasher. We have them in 6 colors. I am featuring yellow pretty much as an homage to the Queen. Those of you that know anything about our dearly departed Queen Elizabeth, she was a big fan of color, and that's kind of why I picked this yellow to feature today. She loved to dress in bright colors and solid color suits, so the people who were looking for her could always pick her out in a crowd. She understood that those crowds might be really large and they would have a hard time seeing her if she was in a muted or beige color. So I love that about her. I think it is so precious. This is one of my favorite yellow colors. This particular combo pack, it does come with the teapot and 2 cups. The cups will obviously be the same color as the teapot that you select. We do have it in 6 colors. The teacups hold 4 ounces. So the teapot holds 22 ounces. You get 2 cups, each are 4 ounces. Again, they are ceramic, so they can be microwave and dishwasher safe. We do also have them in a lovely green and blue and pink and purple, but I gotta say the red seems to be the top seller, and I think I know why, because the Kentucky Derby colors are black and white and red. Those are the colors of the Kentucky Derby. And the British royal family, or the Coronation colors, there's actually a seal that has been created. And those Coronation colors are, of course, the colors of England, which are blue, white, and red. So red is definitely a color that goes with both collections of tea. So no matter what kind of watching or view party or tea party you happen to have on May 6th, a red teapot would be great. But I gotta tell you, you're gonna have your teapot forever. So I like it to match my kitchen or my dining room or wherever I'm going to be, or of course my mood. I just love yellow. Yellow in a kitchen, it just makes me happy. So like I said, the Royal Tea Combo Pack comes with the teapot, 2 teacups, 12 teas, and it is currently marked at 25% off. Those of you watching live, don't hesitate to ask questions. I can see and hear you. Hello, Miss Tiffany over on TikTok. I appreciate it. She loves my big hat as well. Big hats are the best. And she loves the teapots. They are so stinking cute. They're even stackable, which I think is definitely an advantage when you're having a couple people over to tea. I like serving them. I like having a few different colors. So when I present the teapot to the table, I can tell my ladies, this teapot is the chamomile. This is the one that's caffeine free. And then this teapot over here is the black tea. It has caffeine. So the ladies who lunch will know exactly which tea flavor they're getting by knowing which teapot to grab. So just so you know, we do have a bundle as well. I am going to talk about all 6 flavors next, but all 6 flavors that I'm going to talk about in today's video are available in the Royal Coronation Collection bundle. We do have it in 2 sizes. In addition to this bundle right now, we also have a Kentucky Derby themed bundle. That themed bundle has mint julep, strawberry shortcake, bread pudding, peach cobbler. Really wonderful southern flavors are available in that one. In this collection, we'll be talking primarily about British classic flavors. First up, I am going to talk about the 3 black teas first. These are the 3 black teas in the Royal Coronation Collection. This is Chocolate Cherry Coronation Couhon. For those of you that don't know what this is actually one of Queen Elizabeth's favorite desserts. She was a huge fan of chocolate and cherry. It is a very beautiful cake. I wouldn't say it's dense, but it's not really light and fluffy. It's typically layered, filled with fruit and chocolate, and it's a cake, of course, so it is quite sweet. So is the tea. Our tea has no sugar, no carbs, no calories, but this does have it all. It is a black tea, so it has approximately 60 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup. It is full of both chocolate and cherry, and it has some maple notes for sweetness. Friends, we sell loose leaf tea. So this is what loose leaf tea is. This is the chocolate cherry. It is sold by weight. We do have it available in 3 sizes. So every package has how much we recommend to measure out. Like I was saying, this teapot holds 22 ounces. So you most likely would not just do 1 serving of tea. You would probably make at least a half a pot, which is 2 servings, or the entire pot, which would be 4 servings of tea. So you get to decide which size tea. We do have 3 available. Next up, the black teas. This is Churchill's Breakfast. This is Churchill's Breakfast. It again is a black tea, so it does have caffeine, approximately 60 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup. This is good hot or cold. If you're not familiar with Churchill's Breakfast, it is not something I made up. It is a classic British cocktail. I think James Bond might have even had one at a time. And it is a really fun cocktail. It is bourbon based, almost always served over ice. That's very common. It is mixed with cold brew coffee and maple syrup. Does that sound good to you? I thought it sounded fabulous. So this was definitely a tea that I worked very hard on because there are so many flavor notes, and getting it right was really important to me. So like I said, this is normally bourbon based. We do currently have a tea that does taste like bourbon or whiskey. We do still have that in our collection, but this one is a great blend of coffee notes. I do use real coffee beans. It does have good maple in it, and of course it's a blend. So definitely give it a try. It is not like anything else we sell. I also just happen to love these collections because they can be all so different from each other. It's just really a fun bundle, especially when you think about entertaining. There's something for everyone. Everyone's tastes are met. Next up, friends, this is the 3rd black tea in the Royal Coronation Collection. This is our sweet plum scones. Now, plums, I chose to work with plums specifically. Plums are known to be one of King Charles's favorite fruits. So we had to get plums in there somewhere. And of course, I think most people know what scones are. Scones are a perfect British treat. When you are in Britain, you will absolutely get them. I've been to Britain several times. I have to say breakfast is kind of my favorite meal over in Britain, and of course high tea and desserts. I guess I don't have really a taste for British cuisine, but I definitely like breakfast and desserts. So that's what I was inspired by. This tea is nice and sweet. It does have both plums and sweet cinnamon. Next up, friends, this collection has 3 caffeine-free tea. This is the hazelnut tart. This is completely caffeine-free. Now, again, I chose the hazelnut very specifically because a hazelnut tart is very common in Britain, and it most often is served at a royal celebration. Prince Charles typically has anywhere from 500 to 600 royal obligations a year. So when you are a working royal, you are quite busy. I am going to talk about some fun facts at the end of the video, so you're welcome to stick around for that. But I will say the hazelnut tart, I specifically created this knowing that it's a very common flavor profile that you would get. So I was trying to replicate that for your high tea to celebrate the royal coronation of King Charles. This does have good hazelnut taste to it. If you're not familiar with hazelnuts, it is a nut. It is quite nutty, but I've paired it with apples. That's very common with a tart. It wouldn't just be a flat nut and pastry, like a flaky crust. It would have some apples in it, and that's exactly what the tea tastes like. It's nice and fabulous. It's caffeine free. Obviously good for dessert. Next up is our honey orange madeleines. I'm a little surprised we haven't had madeleines yet. This is my first madeleine tea. I love madeleines. I do make them. I have a silicone mold. I think they're fun. I think they're fabulous, and I definitely love the texture and playing with it. So a honey orange madeleine specifically looks like this here. This is a chamomile based tea, so it is caffeine free. The chamomile base is mixed with a decaf Ceylon tea. So decaf Ceylon is the actual Ceylon tea plant that has gone through a decaffeination process. We use CO2, no chemicals here. We are an all natural company. So this has really beautiful notes of both honey and orange and vanilla. So it's not terribly, it's just not bland. It's not flat. It has great depth of flavor with the sweetness and the fruit, and it just balances. Oh, Melissa says she's actually drinking it right now. Like I said, friends, we introduced this collection a week ago, so some people have already bought it. It's nice to hear that Melissa is enjoying it. It's definitely a really good dessert tea. I happen to love it on its own, but there's no reason why you couldn't add milk or cream the way they typically do in England. Last but certainly not least, this is one I could not live without. This is Victoria Sponge. Victoria Sponge first came to my mind when I was thinking of Britain. Helen Mirren, a very famous actress, British royalty actress. She was in a movie called Calendar Girls, and the Victoria Sponge played a pivotal role. It was almost the character in one of the main scenes. The Victoria Sponge, if you're not familiar with that, it is a sponge cake. So it is a cake, so it's definitely nice and sweet, but it is most commonly served with fresh strawberry jam and a layer of cream on top. So that's what the tea tastes like, strawberries and cream, but it does have some undertones to it that make it very different than the other strawberry teas that we currently sell. So a Victoria Sponge, though, doesn't have to be strawberry, but I just wanted to give you a taste of what is most common. A Victoria Sponge could actually be anything, any kind of jam that you might have made from your own produce or fruit trees, of course, but it could also be spicy. So I happen to love chai. I almost created the Victorian Sponge to be a spice cake type blend, but I couldn't give up the strawberries. Victoria Sponge, definitely sweet cream and strawberries. Oh, and it's caffeine free, so again, it makes it a fabulous dessert tea, but it will steep up very, very nicely in cold water, so your choice. Like I said, these teapots are great, and they are discounted as a part of the combo pack that we're featuring right now. And of course, I mentioned how they are perfect for steeping in hot water. They're perfect for your hot tea, but they're good for iced tea too. We are right now at the end of April. We are talking about events that are the first weekend in May. Who knows what the weather's going to be like? And of course, I have an audience who is everywhere in the United States, so you might really want iced tea. So let me tell you, both the Kentucky Derby collection and the Royal Coronation collection will be perfect as iced tea, except for the chamomile, that honey orange Madeleine. All the other ones, if you want iced tea, go ahead and steep it in cold water. Put the tea leaves right into the infuser basket with cold water and stick it in the fridge. Now, it should be good 10 minutes. Easy peasy, but personally, I like a good chill. I like my iced tea to be really cold. And honestly, they will not oversteep and they will not get bitter in cold water because you're not bruising the tea leaves. So you can set it in the fridge overnight. If I was having a tea party the next day, it's kind of nice not to have to worry about the tea, especially if you're going to do iced tea, if that's the right tone for your party. And also, of course, the tea, no sugar, no carbs, no calories, but they can be mixed to make mixers, cocktails, adult beverages. You get the gist. So Miss Andrea says the honey orange is only for hot. It's not really a question that it's only for hot, but it's a chamomile based. So I feel like the vanilla and the honey of the chamomile the taste will come through stronger if you steep it hot. You can absolutely then drink it cold, but personally my preference is that you do not cold steep a chamomile based teas. Also, of course, the health benefits. If you're looking for that chamomile to help you with relaxation, with your nighttime routine, to calm down, definitely something I would steep hot so you get all those great benefits in your cup of tea. And then, of course, you can pour it over ice or just chill it. Here with the infuser basket being removable, I would probably steep it for the 5 to 8 minutes in boiling water. I would do a rolling bubble, so if you don't have a kettle, make sure you use boiling water for your chamomile. Remove the tea leaves, and then put the pot in the fridge. That's what I would do. We drink iced chamomile tea all the time here. As you know, I have 6 grandchildren, so we love cold tea and we love it caffeine free. So that's the easiest when you've got a bunch of thirsty kids around. So like I said, the Kentucky Derby collection is also available, but if you care to, you're invited to stick around just a few more minutes. I do want to tell you a little bit more about the Royal Coronation celebration. Some fun facts that kind of inspired me to create this collection. Like I said, this was not 6 random teas. I did really put a lot of thought into it. I did my research on foods, flavors, drinks that the British royalty would be serving at parties and celebrations, and what they do personally enjoy. You might not have realized this. Those of us in America, I think sometimes we don't always pay attention to what's going on with the British family, or it's just in our periphery. Every once in a while we get a few notes of what's going on across the pond, if you know what I mean. But Prince Charles was the heir apparent when he was only 3 years old. That's when his mother became queen in 1952. So he's 74 years old. So the poor guy has had to wait 70 years before he could become king. He has led quite a life. He does have a bachelor's degree. He was in the British Armed Services, in both the Navy and the Air Force. For those of you that don't know, my husband and our son, my husband was in the Air Force. Our son is currently with the Air Force. So I do think that's always interesting when the royals serve in the armed services. And Charles, though, really seems to be outspoken about his particular opinions. He's always been into gardening. He has quite a green thumb. He believes that talking to your plants and listening as well is something that's quite important. So I would love for you to be thinking about that. If you do have a garden tea party, to just be thinking that the man that we are celebrating, King Charles, with his coronation, loves gardening as well. But he loves it so much that he also got into organic farming. So he's actually kind of what I would consider a small business owner. In 1990, he was so adamant about organic farming that he actually started his own company, and they have over 200 brand name foods that he's working with organic farmers and sourcing those organic products to be sold under his brand. All the profits go to his charities, which I think is really interesting. He really advocates for climate change. Not all of the British royalty believe in that particular cause, but he's very vocal about preventing climate change. He's been a big critic of genetically modified foods. He supports homeopathy and alternative medicine. I think that's really interesting, specifically because, you know, I dove into his diet and what he would be interested in having. He does have at least 3 cups of tea a day. You know, British people, though, when they do actually drink tea, they do far more than Americans typically do, but tea is most times a meal. You know, like, oh, I'll have tea at 5. It's not a cup of tea. It's a small meal, sometimes a large meal. It depends. But he does have a couple of cups of tea a day, which I think is great. But like I said, with his advocacy of climate change, he has decided that 2 days a week he will not eat meat, and at least 1 day a week he doesn't eat dairy. So he's very specific and conscious about the decisions that he's making and the change he is hoping to result in his changes. So I think that's really interesting as a leader, because of course we know that he really has been king now for quite some time. It's just the coronation, right? The ceremony is coming up soon. And so it's very interesting to think about all of the things that he is interested and motivated to progressing forward during his term as a reigning monarch. Oh, hi, Miss Linda. Thanks for joining us. Okay, Andrea does have a question, so I don't want to just keep rattling on about King Charles. Andrea says, I have a lot of inflammation. Is there a tea or two you would particularly recommend for me? As a matter of fact, that's a really great question. I have done deep dives specifically into the rooibos plant. Rooibos is known to be good for headaches, inflammation, and insomnia. For a long time, we had someone on staff who lives with rheumatoid arthritis. It might not be exactly what you have, but I do understand she really was suffering from arthritis. And her deal was she had to have 4 cups of rooibos tea a day. And if she didn't, she very specifically felt it very soon afterwards. Shows she was a hugely vocal proponent of drinking rooibos tea, which is kind of why we have so many. We do sell red rooibos tea by itself, unflavored, if that's your preference. But I use rooibos in a lot of the blends that we have at Sub Rosa Tea, both on the tea page, that is the caffeine-free page, or the tab if you're on the mobile app. And I also work with it a lot in the limited edition blends. So anything that has rooibos in it will help with your inflammation. But I would say here at Sub Rosa Tea, when you see the ingredients listed and rooibos is the first word that I use, that indicates to you that it has the highest concentration. The first word is the ingredient that has the highest concentration in that blend. So some teas have rooibos that are like the 4th word or the 8th word because it's a blend. So concentrate, Andrea, on the first ones. And the reason why I've done it that way is specifically to help people like you so you can find what you're looking for so quickly, but also taste. If it doesn't taste good, you're not going to drink it and it's not going to help you. So work backwards, Andrea. Once you do your search for rooibos and you see that we have so many, think about it. When you wake up in the morning, would you prefer a tea with spice, like with cinnamon? Would you prefer a rooibos maybe with fruit? Or maybe when you're first waking up in the morning, you don't want anything. So hopefully that'll help you decide which of the blends, which of the flavors you want to try. Because we just have so many. And all I can say is you got to find something that tastes great for you. You have to find something that you crave and you love and that you're going to drink it every day, a couple times a day, and it's not going to be such a chore. But like we were just talking about hot and cold, you can go ahead and steep those 4 cups, like a whole pot of rooibos tea in the morning hot. Or maybe at night, like your bedtime routine. You're straightening up at night, you're going around, just doing odds and ends when the kids are all in bed. Steep yourself up that rooibos and then stick it in the fridge. And then you've got your 4 cups ready to go. You don't have to brew 4 cups throughout your day because you did it last night and you're just going to drink some iced tea. So whatever helps. But like I said, we have 3 sizes of tea, which makes it easy for you to try them and easy for you to save money when you buy a bigger one. Tiffany just said that she also knows someone who has rheumatoid arthritis. So I appreciate you sharing that, Miss Tiffany. It's like I said, someone on staff, she really felt the difference when she ran out, or she just skipped it because she was traveling, or her schedule changed or something. She really swore by her 4 cups a day, and it really did make a difference for her. Melissa says, isn't turmeric also good for inflammation? I have to say yes, Miss Melissa. Turmeric is absolutely good for inflammation. It's really great for joint mobility. So 2 different things in my mind, how inflammation is affecting your joints and how your joints are fluid based on overuse. If you're a little bit older and you've just worn out some of your joints, when you think about like even your car needing lubrication or machine needing lubrication, that's the way I think about turmeric. It's a spice, it's a root, it definitely works a little bit different, but keep in mind, Andrea, that both turmeric and rooibos completely caffeine free, so it won't affect you caffeine level wise if you drink it throughout the day, which is nice. If you're going to drink something a couple times a day, you don't want to be bouncing all over the place, unless that's your intention, of course. But lots of choices. I'm going to quickly scan up to make sure I didn't miss any other questions, because that was not my intention. I love so many people join me live. Thank you so much. I love the engagement tonight. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yes, don't hesitate to spill the tea. Go on over to social media and share the video to your audience. It really does help. Like I said, we're quite a small company. It really is fun to have all these flavors, but it's nice to have even more friends, isn't it? It's nice to have even more friends in our community. All right, I think I got everyone's question. So I'm going to sign off for the night, friends. But like I said, everything is available. Those of you on TikTok, the link is in the bio. To be able to get over to make a purchase. And those of you watching, thank you, thank you. No matter what you do with the rest of your day, have yourself a cup of tea and take care of you. Bye-bye, friends.